your brand emphasizes youth-safe skincare. So you talked a little bit about why you want that to be such a prevalent part of your branding as you go forward, and kind of how you've seen it already play out in this youthful generation. But can you kind of elaborate a little bit more about what this means for you really marketing your products to the younger demographic?
Yeah, so youth safe to us really means that we're never going to use anti-aging ingredients, hormone disruptors, fragrances, nothing harsh that could be harmful for young skin. So we
Mm,
are clean skincare with very simple product offering that anyone can use, but specifically made for younger girls.
mm,
So that's our whole competitive advantage, is that you never have to worry about what products you can use from our company, what age you have to be to use products from our company. We're safe for everyone, and we're never gonna let those young girls use hormone disruptors or
mm.
anti-aging ingredients that can harm their skin in the long run.
Just because a product is youth safe doesn't mean that it's only for youth. That just means that the products are formulated to be safe for even the most sensitive, youngest skin
Hmm.
barriers.
Yeah.
Um, we know people who are, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s using our product. So
Our grandmas love our products.
Oh,
yeah,
They use them
I
every
love
day.
seeing repeat orders from our
It's so
grandparents.
fun.
well, I
So
was going
cute.
to say earlier too, like when you were talking about the simplicity of your brand, like you want to create a simple brand, but also one that is safe to use for youth. That also kind of
Yeah,
means the same for the other spectrum of age, right? Like probably
totally.
60s to 80s. They may not
Yeah,
think about the skincare that was branded to them when they were younger, and how confusing it probably is for them now too, of like,
right.
what on earth is a toner or
Yes,
dewy
right?
spray? What is that?
It's so
Yeah.
confusing for anyone. Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah, so
So, yeah.
so fun to hear that your grandmas are enjoying your product as well. I think that speaks to really everything that you guys are speaking for, to no matter
Uh-huh.
what age someone is,
Yeah,
they can understand your skincare and it's good for them. So that's
absolutely.
that's fantastic. So
Thank
you
you.
guys talked a little bit about your degrees that you studied in college and how it's
Mhm.
kind of helped to build your business. So Macy, with your degree in entrepreneurial management, and Madison with your background in health psychology and public health, maybe you could add a little bit more into what specific tasks your degrees have kind of helped you in creating your business.
When I was studying health psychology, one of the main things that we focused on was this topic of behavior change, right?
Mm,
And there are multiple types of motivations that help lead to behavior change. One's intrinsic and one's extrinsic. So, intrinsic are like your internal, your drives, your motivations that come from yourself. And extrinsic are, like, oh, your parents say you should wash your face, these outside sources that do have an effect on you, but they're just not as powerful as if you truly believe in something and you
mm,
want to change. Um, but I think the core of behavior change comes down to starting good habits early, because it's always harder to change behaviors once they're in place
mm,
than they are to just start with good behaviors, which is so hard. And that mindset, that understanding led us to making sure that positive behaviors and just this big feeling of confidence and self-love was instilled into our messaging from the
mm,
very beginning, because there's so much out there on social media that these girls are already being exposed to, telling them that they're not good enough and
mm,
encouraging them to compare themselves to other people. And we can't take that away, but we can put more positivity into their feed, into their
mm,
space, into their mindsets, to kind of help change a lot of that. And then we can also be there for those new girls getting into skincare,
mm.
right? So we can kind of help from both fronts. But it just, I don't know, that educational background just really helped inform, like, how do we want to go about this? Like, how
Mm.
can we make a difference?
Fantastic. What a good answer, Madison. What about you, Macy?
Yeah. Yeah, so my background in entrepreneurship, and I also had a focus in social media marketing, which
Hmm.
has been very helpful because social media is a big part of our business. But it's really taught me a lot about what you're passionate about, and moving forward with ideas that you're passionate about and persevering in
Mm.
business. So I've always been passionate about skincare, and I think it's very important that I have that passion as to keep me motivated as we encounter bumps in our entrepreneurship road, as everyone does. It also taught me the importance of mentorship and how
Hmm.
important it is to have people around you to bounce ideas off of and give advice in the entrepreneurship space. So yeah, my education has been so helpful to us, along with that social media aspect that we've been able to use to kind of create that online community for Girlyish so far.
It's kind of probably helpful that you guys have uh, s- a bigger niche in that you have other people that you could go to if you had questions. I think that
Right.
that's such an important thing is, we've also heard this term of like gatekeeping going around, but I'm
Hmm.
sure that you can speak to any other business friends that you have that you can go to with questions, whether that's like a business question or maybe even just a skincare question about like, hey, what
Absolutely.
did you go to for this formula issue or something like that.
Hmm.
I'm sure that's been super helpful to have a good community around you. Do you have like people that you can go to with those questions?
Yes, our mentorship community has made all the difference for us
Mm,
in our business so far because we've been able to not make the same mistakes that they have. We've been able to
mm,
learn from them because they give us their advice, and we've probably talked to almost 100 different mentors since
wow.
starting our business in the last year, just to get advice on manufacturing, to get advice on marketing, on every single aspect of our business. We've been able to find someone that
Mm.
can give us their advice on that. And that's been huge to be able to learn from other people. And it's been awesome for us so far.
It's been vital, I would say.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that's probably so important when you have that group
Yes,
of people that you're like, oh, shoot, I have no idea what to do. Let's go ask her if she remembers
exactly.
what happened to her when this came up. So that's probably a huge relief off your shoulders, too. I remember the first time I had to do taxes for my LLC and I almost had a panic
Right.
attack.
Yes.
But then I went to
So
my friend who
stressful.
owns a business and I was like, help. And so she was able to point me towards like who does her taxes or what to do for this
Right.
question. So that was
Mhm.
super helpful.
Yes,
And I'm sure you guys can agree with that. So we
totally.
talked a little bit earlier about how modern skincare routines have kind of gotten a little complicated. So,
Mm.
how do you believe that a skincare routine can empower young women and contribute to their overall well being?
Yeah. So as women, we all know what it's like to go through school and be self-conscious. And
Hmm.
unfortunately, a lot of that is tied to how we're feeling about our skin. And that's an experience that both me and Madison had, and probably most girls have had. And so that was really our driving factor of the why behind our business, is to help those girls be able to feel confident in their skin and embrace their natural beauty and really improve that overall well-being, because we are all just on a journey trying to figure out how to love ourselves. And as women, it's a huge part of our lives. And if we're able to be a positive force in that and in helping girls come to accept themselves, their skin, and their natural beauty, that's our ultimate goal with Girlyish.